again, it's still a little bit of a flex pick where they could, just decide when they have this last pick overall, like we talked about before. I wouldn't mind seeing something like an I was going to say OD, but they're both kind of fatter heroes then, the Razor and the OD.
Yeah, I don't think...
They could play like a Darkseer here as well, if you're a ninjas. But then there's the possibility of having to run the Darkseer against a Doom core, which is not the best, obviously just devouring the Iron Shelled creep. But having the Darkseer with the Nyx always makes the Nyx a little bit more spooky.
Yeah, I think they might pick up their one position now, because they've got the ban to come up next, and then another pick to come through. So there's really no reason not to pick the one position.
I mean, they could. It depends what they feel like is more likely to get banned, though. So, like, if they really wanted this Darkseer, for example, and they think it might get banned in the next phase, they could just pick it up now anyway. It's not a clear pick for me. Tide's not too bad either, actually. I know it's against the Doom, so it's a little bit awkward about getting that Ravage off, but it lanes up pretty well against these heroes. And obviously, I think Tide Shaman's a ridiculously strong lane with that Gush. The Shaman just clicks for like 100 damage.
A jug. Oh,
okay.
What? Oh. Okay.
That's not what I expected at all.
No, I don't think anybody expected that, and if they say they did, then they're a dirty liar. Gyrocopter is going to be the call. I mean, in a way, it kind of works the same way as the Juggernaut, where if you do manage to get that shackle off, then the Rocket Barrage is going to do a ton of damage to the target if they're alone. So definitely some options there. I think Shaman will likely still level up the Asia Shock, though. But yeah, I mean, Gyrocopter is just a hero we haven't seen much in a very long time.
I think Ace has been the only one that's played it recently, in all fairness. So if you look at their lineup so far, though, they have this really strong mid game at the moment. Along this 20-minute mark, if they can pick up the first Aegis for themselves, get the BKBs on the Razor and the Gyro relatively early on, they look really strong.
Yeah.
And they have good objective taking and tower taking with the Shaman wards, like we talked about before. So there is potential to go high ground early on here for ninjas. It still feels like they're lacking the 3/3 hero, though. Some kind of team fight, like the Darkseer, like the Tide.
Yeah, they've got the stuns this time, which it's a little bit of an issue in their last game versus Team Liquid. But yeah, they've got the lockdown available with the Impale and the Shaman. I'll get there.
I mean, that Wyvern van's interesting by Alliance, so maybe thinking that this Nyx is going to be the core then. I would be surprised if it was. It doesn't look like an amazing Nyx game. Still feels like they're lacking team fight on ninjas. What do you ban if you're ninjas, though? What do you think Alliance need?
Looking at what Alliance want to pick up here, they probably want to go for a mid lane, because I don't see any problem with laning the Troll versus the, whatever comes out next, but even if it is a Razor in the top lane. Yeah, I think they just wait and see, to be honest. You've got 10th pick, you don't want to start like putting yourself in a box on what you want to pick too early here. They will ban out the Alchemist Ninjas in Pyjamas.
It's not an easy pick, this one. Oh wow. Okay. I mean,
now the Gyro makes a little bit more sense.
We talked about heroes that could do well in the laning stage. I thought they might pick something like Tide that would transition into this mid game a bit better, but this Venomancer, wherever he goes, and any 3 lanes at the moment, it feels like he should have a really good time. So I can understand why they've picked it. And again, it's like this mid game tempo lineup, right? Where you've got Serpent Wards, you've got these Plague Wards as well, which can push. They're super annoying to deal with as well if you're Alliance. They don't really have good ways of clearing them. Devour the Plague Ward.
If only. Getting the slow. Damn. Yeah, so obviously his team fight's now looking super scary with the Poison Nova to slow everybody down, get that poison damage coming in, and then the flat cannon just to finish them all off. Also, the Razor is super useful in that situation as well, because he can use that plasma field to get vision in any areas where they're getting out of sight, just making sure those flat cannons constantly coming through and doing the damage.
It's really good at kiting the Troll, though. Like you said, with the Poison Nova.
Yeah.
If this Razor can get a link off before Troll gets BKB, if the Nova hits him, it's really difficult for him to do anything in these fights at the moment, it feels like. What are they going to go for? Okay. I kind of like half expected it, but I don't think it's an amazing pick.
I'm laughing because of what they said in the chat beforehand. The teams were kind of bantering with one another in the lobby beforehand, and I believe it was Tiger,
It
who
was
said,
Tiger,
Insania, please calm down, otherwise we'll get brooded. Look
God.
what happens. Hypocrites is what I call them.
It's the thing is like it's an okay brood game. Like he's going to be up against the Razor mid, so the spiders have to be a little bit careful about you're not feeding away too much gold to the Razor. But they're not really worth anything. You can always just send them to the jungle as well and farm up. So Qualifiers should be fine.
Yeah, it's not a huge risk, is it?
I like that. Yeah, PBD's playing the Nyx as well, which isn't too surprising.
I think this brood isn't much of a lane dominating hero anymore, so much as a hero who has the potential to snowball a lane, but if she doesn't, it's chill as well, because you can just go and farm the jungle super efficiently. You know, other heroes, they like to rotate between the lane and the creep camps, and brood can just do that faster than anybody else with those webs.
I'd like to see Qualifier pick up a pipe on this broodmother this game as well. Obviously up against the Venomancer Gyro, there's lots of magic damage coming up between those two cores, so
Absolutely.
we have been seeing the broods go for pipe a lot of the time anyway, but obviously extra valuable this game. You probably need to BKB at some point though as well, so I'm still not sure how I feel about the brood. I think Ninja's lineup looks a little bit better to me. They have good lockdown, good objective taking, good mid-game tempo. As long as they can play aggressive and they don't fall too far behind in their lanes at the start, I think they should be fine. And I'm still not a big fan of this Doom position 4. Not sold yet.
No. We'll see. Maybe it'll come alive this game, but definitely last time made their lanes look very weak, and Alliance did suffer because of that. But I mean, Boxy Pangle it, Tiger Doom. Madara, of course, standing in for Mickey. If you're wondering where Mickey is, he has got a hand injury which he's recovering from. We'll be back in about a month, depending on what the doctor says. I don't actually know if the doctor's orders or whatever, but I would imagine that usually when you take a break out for medical leave, then it's on the doctor's order. Yeah, maybe just being lazy. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying it is. But...
I'm sure he'll be watching, cheering them on.
Nah, he's going to be cheering against them. He doesn't want them to do well without him. That's the worst. Have you ever my stat keeps playing Battle Cup without me. Yeah, I keep casting, so my stat keeps playing Battle Cup without me and winning.
That feels bad.
It does. Yeah, it does. Thank you.
You will make a nice
so, I was going to say, who do you think is going to be laning where in terms of the supports? Like, which one do you want to put with the Veno? Which one do you want to put with the Gyro? My guess would have been obviously put the Shaman with the Gyro in the top lane for that combo, like you said. The shackles into the rocket barrage.
That does seem likely. And yep, Pluck's already making his way up here. No items other than tangos, by the way. He's got 370 gold in the bank, so looking to get those boots fairly early on. But let's get into it. Alliance versus NiP as they battle it out in the deciding match to find out who's going to make it through to the upper bracket of the playoffs and who's going to be stuck down in the lower brackets, having to play a whole extra game before they can make it.
Tiger needs to be a little bit careful with his positioning here on the Doom. He doesn't want to give away that he's up here, I don't think.
Will they change?
I think Ninja's... I mean, Alliance going to be running this aggro try here with the CM Doom and Troll. I don't think the Gyro and the Shaman want to be dealing with that. You probably want to put the Veno up in that lane if you can, and then give the Gyro a good lane against the Pangolier. But it doesn't look like it's going to turn out that way.
Yep. Axe is being thrown, but Saxter is able to wrap around to get the bounty rune, which means 3 bounty runes go in the way of NiP. Saxter might die for this, as Madara's still chasing here. Got Axes again in 1 second, slowing him up, allowing his team to get close, but he's got a lot of damage to get through before he can get this kill. Brew, you interested? Nah, she's good.
I mean, he has his goal for his boots anyway, so even if he had died there, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah,
and I like that. Yeah, Veno's moving top. I really like this. You want to make sure the Gyro has a good start here. Get some good timings on something like the phase on the drums. Maybe that early BKB that we talked about before. It's a good choice. And this mid lane as well is going to be really difficult for the Brood right at the start, but as he gets some levels online, obviously sends those spiders to the jungle, he should be able to catch up eventually.
And they're just grabbing 33 as he goes across to the top lane here and getting a ton of harass in the meantime, but Insania has pulled the creeps. Not sure he meant to do this.
No, he definitely didn't.
Can he bring them back in time? Well, PPD's going to help out with a stun. Thank you very much. Always there to lend a helping hand to the enemy team when needed.
Yeah, tried to get the range creep, but unfortunately didn't get the gold. But they did get the XP on it at least, so that's something.
Well, that'll do. That will do. Alrighty then. So looks like the lanes are going to settle down now with Madara and Insania laning up at top versus PPD and 33 on the Nyx and the Veno. It's a pretty scary lane, I think, Nyx and Veno, but right now they're doing a great job. But now the CM's sort of running out of mana. She's got 2 mangoes and clarity to work with as well, so plenty of spells to spam out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you've got the Razor versus the Broodmother, which is a fairly even matchup, I think. Maybe even a little bit of advantage for the Razor, to be honest. We talked about it in the draft, but these spiders do have to be careful, otherwise they're just going to get farmed up by Fada's Unstable Current. I thought he might go for an Unstable Current and Plasma Field build, but he's still going to go for that Sight Link, which is probably the right call. You just need it for the laning here. And even just grabbing this 12 damage.
In this matchup, I think you just keep 1 point in the link and then go to max out your other skills afterwards. It's not a great spell against the Brood, obviously, because he can just farm with his little spiders anyway. So he's not too worried about you stealing his damage. It's annoying at first, but he'll get over it.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to...
Looks like Boxy managed to connect to a pool in the bot lane as well, but Saxa tried to go and catch it, but unfortunately a little bit too late.
Yeah, he's going to come in. The Rocket Barrage is doing nothing to Boxy there. He does decide to swashbuckle away from it though, just to be careful.
EPD top lane.
Getting low, and that will be a first blood. Yeah, the burst damage is enough from Alliance there. Just those axes, the blast, and also the thunderclap from Tiger doing a lot of work. I mean, this spell does a fair amount of damage, 150 early on.
150 damage at level 2 into this game is... That's scary, especially when you get the double axes coming out from the troll as well. You know, the nuke damage does stack up really quickly. And Nova's no joke at level 1 either. 130 damage on that too. So you have to be a little bit careful with your positioning on PPD here. He does want to kind of sit in front of his Venom and tank up a lot of the damage coming his way. But
yeah, they might be going on him again here. Tiger's running forwards. They've got the thunderclap. So much damage coming out onto the Nyx assassin here. Does have a big old one which is going to pop though. And that will mean he survives for the time being.
That's a nice stun by PPD though, making sure the troll takes tower damage. You know, even if he was going to die, just to make sure he gets a decent trade.
Thinking about going on to the Pangolier down at bottom, but Saxon's only just picked up level 2, so he didn't have the shackles to work with to get that Rocket Barrage damage coming out.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention before as well is when you play this like safe lane, off laner, in things like the Beastmaster, the Pango, we always see them connect with this big camp when you're playing on the Radiant side. It's really difficult for the Dire to kind of stop that from happening. So he's going to try and use that to his full advantage. I imagine Saxon should probably try and body block it here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to.
Boxy does take a ton of damage from that Rocket Barrage here, as well as Ace just gives him a bit of a blasting. Has to be careful in this lane. Thing like Pangoliers don't generally want to play near the creeps like most melee heroes, so it does make it a little bit awkward versus the Gyrocopter, but the disarm does come out onto the Shadow Shaman here. And he's going to go for the Shackle with Ace coming in, but I don't think Sax is surviving this one, although Boxy's getting real low. Tiger will be able to find the last hit onto Sax there and brings him down. Ace backing himself away, and surprisingly the Pango actually survives that engagement. An early point in Shield Crash doing a lot of work.
Here's the pull again from Boxy, just trying to upset the creep equilibrium a little bit. And Tiger getting involved in 2 kills already on this Doom is really strong for him. He's had a really good start.
Yeah, trying to prove this pick works.
Prove me wrong. I like it when people do that.
Yeah, it's always fun. Makes things more exciting.
Maybe look stupid. That's what I want.
Tiresome being right all the time. Not that I'd know.
If you see what Razor's doing here, just stacking a little bit of camps for himself. I feel like you see this from mid lane. There's so much more than we ever used to at the moment.
Meanwhile, Doom's in some trouble as the Shackle comes out, and with the Rocket Barrage as well, going to be off cooldown in 1 second. Tiger, I think he's gone. He's going to use the shot. Meanwhile, up at top, 33, getting low. PPD does throw out the stun onto Madara. Oh, the blast from Insania is not quite enough to find the kill, and the axes just off the mark as well. 33 is actually going to make it out alive of this one as he TPs himself back to the shrine. And yeah, shrines being popped all over the place by NiP, making full usage of this these 5-minute shrines.
If you look at the net worth in the mid lane now, though, this Quake for Brew managing to catch up, just utilising the jungle really well, like we talked about. So, although he didn't have a great start, both mid laners just going back to the jungle now. Never mind.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Boxy throwing down a swashbuckle onto Ace here, but no real commitment to the damage. They're just looking to get some harass off as Tiger and Boxy hang out in this bottom lane.
It's saying he's level 4 on this DM already as well. They're going on PPD.
They are a bit. By a bit, I mean a lot, as the axes come rolling out. He misses with the Impale as well. That might be the death of him, but they don't want to dive under tower. Still being cautious up here in the top lane. Alliance measuring their aggression.
I'm surprised they didn't try and dive the tower there. They had another Nova coming off cooldown, so I think they could have done it, but maybe Troll taking a little bit too much damage, possibly. Boxy's almost hitting this level 6 down in the bot lane as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this CM try and rotate down towards the bot lane. get a kill on this gyrocopter when the Pango hits level 6.
Yeah, Rolling
try and
Thunder's going to be
plan-
very strong.
Yeah, you want to try and play around these big ults wherever you can. Get some nice pickoffs. Farter's still just jungling, by the way. He's loving life. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, Brood just jungles faster.
Yeah, that is a problem. I mean, we talked about how those webs enable that, just being able to run over all these cliffs designed to make the jungle a little bit more awkward to get to. Brood doesn't care.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah, I
under
should actually find the old
bot
side
lane.
of the map, which you see a lot. Ooh, there comes the Rolling Thunder, and they managed to get a kill onto Ace with it as well. And now they look towards Zaxter as well. They will calm themselves down a little bit, though. They don't have the mana to go for that kill onto the Shaman, and he knows this as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised they managed to get that kill without the CMT being down here, but can just run at them almost, it feels like. They don't really have any way of controlling the Pango on ninjas, so. Oh my god, here comes the Brood, though. Oh, Saxa. Oh dear.
Oh dear, getting caught out as Quakefer wraps around the back of the tower. And now looking towards Ace as well, with Tiger coming in as well. Infernal Blade comes in. Ace just came back into this game, but he's going to get eliminated once again. Quakefer with a huge rotation down into the bottom lane and gets himself 2 massive kills.
That's the
Goodness.
classic as well, isn't it? You manage to kill somebody, they TP back in again, and you kill them again. I've seen that from so much from Alliance in like this season, like the whole season especially.
Yeah, just always looking to punish, always looking to take advantage of those long teleports and cooldowns and forcing people to walk back to lanes. Ace actually buys a smoke, interestingly. Not quite sure why. Might be
who?
finding out soon. Ace bought one on the gyrocopter.
Possibly just trying to get to lanes quicker. I mean, who knows? Oh, they want to make an aggressive, but he's not even level 6 though on this gyro, and they
Yeah.
want to use the smoke. That's interesting.
This feels
Maybe-
almost desperate as they make their way towards top, but I don't think Alliance will be seeing this coming. So desperate, unexpected, a strike
I
from the
think-
bowler.
I think Ninjas were expecting them to have a ward down here somewhere, so this smoke would be necessary if they wanted to be able to
Smoke
get
is
control.
popped. Insania has no idea as he's just going to find himself eating all of these rocket barrages here as Insania is going to drop. Rocket chasing down Madara as well, so he can't even go for a TP out here. He's got the ultimate to work with, but that's just going to delay the inevitable, I think, here. Although Boxy's making his way over. He doesn't have mana, though. He's turned up to this fight without Rolling Thunder, so he's just hitting people, trying to distract them as they just bring down Madara, and Boxy can't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah, he has this javelin, but unfortunately without the mana boost, he doesn't really have the mana available to do too much. So has to watch his friend die. And unfortunately, it's a bit of a wasted TP as well. So now this bot lane's free if the gyro wants to TP back down again.
Well, picking out middle lane, they want to look at Fada here perhaps, but not too sure that's happening. Doom still not level 6, only just at the beginning of level 5. Long way to go for him.
Yeah, it's interesting as well. We used to see everybody maxing out this Devour and Infernal Blade early on, but the way that people play this do now, or seem to be, is that they always max out this Scorched Earth. I think who was the Chinese player that did this? Was it the Vici offlaner that did this? I think all the time. So now everybody seems to have started copying him. Obviously, if you win the major, it must be pretty good. So you got to copy what they do, you know.
That's fair, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Boxy, top lane.
Boxy, yep, rolling around with the Rolling Thunder. Just wanted to try and get himself the bounty rune, but does not manage to secure it for his team. So that will be a wasted Rolling Thunder, as Pangolier struggling with some real mana issues right now.
Yeah, when he gets the arcane boots online, he'll be fine. But oh, he's actually stopped off for a bracer first. Okay, interesting. Wants a little bit more tankiness. Obviously, the magic resistance is nice this game as well, even if it's just a little bit.
Who, sorry?
On the Pango, stopped off for a bracer. Weird.
Pango, he doesn't have a bracer. He's got a javelin
What
going
was on
straight for the...
It's on the courier, though.
Oh, it's on the courier. Oh, yeah, you're right. That is weird. Sorry to doubt you.
How can you just smack me down like that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You gotta support me. We're a team. Farter is level 11 on this Razor as well. He's doing very well for XP, but just feels like their sidelines haven't gone as well as they'd have hoped.
But Tiger has an Invis rune. He's maybe looking in towards middle lane here. Fada could be in more danger than he realizes, but these Spiderlings... Oh, they're regenning up, and in comes with the Infernal Blade, and the Doom comes out. He just about hits level 6, trying to chase Fada down, but Fada is awfully tanky as the Brood tries to connect here. Can't actually catch up with him here. Throwing down these webs here is every single time that passive procs. It's making so much noise, but finally he will get run down. All the spiders, and finally that spawn Spiderlings will finish the job.
A really nice play by Tiger. He actually had the tome on the courier. That's what ticked him over to level 6 there. So
Oh, okay,
he
okay.
instantly ticks over, manages to get the Doom off straight away. And that's exactly what you want to do when you have these long cooldowns. You know, as soon as they come up, if you can get a kill with them straight away, they're going to be coming up quicker for the next time.
That is the dream. Well, Boxy pushing up top with this catapult as well. Haven't achieved a whole lot yet on this Pangolier. Still looking towards that that Maelstrom, which will hopefully increase his effectiveness in this game so far. But yeah, it's been a slow game from Boxy.
He's doing okay though, honestly. I mean, there's no need for them to rush at the moment. It feels like I think they have better late game. So especially when you have this Doom as a position 4, you know, going into the late game scenario, he basically becomes another core.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be feeling pretty confident with the way the game's going at the moment. Pango's going to scale as well with the Javelin.
Ace just rocks up in the top lane, throws down a cooldown for the creeps, and does a bit of damage to Boxy in the process as well. Just farming, really showing that NiP not looking to fighting anytime soon.
PPD is level 7 on this Nyx as well, but we haven't really seen too much from him so far. He is running towards this mid lane now, but I don't really know what he's going to achieve.
Slowed down by the defusal, which has just been picked up on Qualifier here, but no middle to this fight. Meanwhile, in comes a Plasma Field, the damage sap as well. They're going to have vision on it. The Impale connects from PPD as well. Zana tries to help out with the Frostbite, but I think this is the end for Qualifier. He's gone.
I said I don't know what he was going to achieve. There you go. Prove me wrong again. I like this.
Yep, he achieved a kill. It's always nice. Oh, disarm onto the Shadow Shaman. Not the silence he wanted, though, so he just does turn around with the Hex there. And Boxy will be left wanting.
Normally we see Nyx's
rotations coming in as well. PPD looking for the stun. He's going to have to find it, otherwise the Swashbuckle is just going to come out. But they're even using... Yeah, okay. He's just going to roll through them. He's got a TP. Oh, no, he doesn't actually have a TP, and he's going aggressively here. Not too sure about this. Swashbuckle away. Ace still chasing though. Doesn't have the rockets, but does have a cooldown. Going to drop it onto Boxy with the slow, and here comes the Atos from Fata. They've got this Pangolier for rates.
He didn't have a TP available, so tried to be a little bit cheeky there and do a lot more damage than just trying to escape in the first place with the Rolling Thunder. So a little bit on the greedy side from Boxy, but nice by Ninjas to be able to punish him. And with these Serpent Wars being available from the Shaman, yeah, they're going to be able to turn this into a tier 1 push as well.
Meanwhile, up in the top lane, we had a kill onto the Veno.
Oh, he's actually going... Okay, he's getting Battle Fury on the troll. I don't mind this.
That was the second Doom, by the way. That was the second Doom of the game, and they get another kill, this time onto the Venomancer.
2
That
cores as well.
is efficiency. Yeah, that's some serious efficiency from Alliance. My A's are in some trouble. Fata trying to run away from Insani here. He's just popping that ultimate. No way to cancel it, but the stun in from PPD. Going to help hold the Broodmother still. Actually looking to turn this one around. Maybe the disarm on Razor. Is it going to be enough to keep Qualifier alive? Yeah, he actually gets the spawn spiderlings off with that. And secures a kill before he goes down. Now, Boxy looking for Shadow Shaman here. Is he doing enough damage? He's going to pop the Rolling Thunder, but gets hexed up by Saxter again. Not letting the guy have a break here as he throws down the shackles. Another cooldown coming in. 33 and PPD also joining in with this one. Does Swashbuckle forwards, but Shaman just about surviving once again. Jesus, so close.
Yeah, that was really clutch, actually. Really good team play by Ninjas as well. It feels like they're just diving a little bit too far every time, Alliance, at the moment. They just need to settle down a bit. As, you know, this Troll's building Battle Fury, like we talked about. They do have decent late game. There's no need to force silly fights at the moment. We've talked about how good Ninjas are on this like 15 to 20 minute mark. They have very strong heroes for this point in the game, so to fight into them feels a little bit crazy at the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, they got to make something happen around the map, and just depends on where they find these engagements.
I think you can just split the map up though. Like have the Pango in these difficult positions. Just pushing out the lanes with Maelstrom. Obviously, the Brew can take jungle farm as well. Like if you think you fight around the Doom about getting pickoffs, and if you don't have this Doom up, it's going to be difficult to make plays on the map into this Ninja's lineup.
Alright, so Tiger, 30 seconds till next Doom, therefore 30 seconds until he's going to try go for another kill, I would guess. Picking out the Venomancer here. Venom will throw that Warden to the high ground and spot out Tiger, however.
He actually hasn't leveled his talent at level 10 on the Venom as well, so probably going to be looking towards going that -8 Venomous Gale cooldown.
Yeah, if you're not getting if you're not getting the gold minute, then it's very likely that you're going for the other talent.
It's pretty good at kiting the troll, like we talked about before as well. So having that up available in fights, especially in the late game scenario, you know, down to a 10-second cooldown is going to be pretty game winning.
Yeah, on a 15-second duration as well. That's just good maths right there. Ace looking at Madara in the middle lane. Madara does not know that he's being stalked right now as they're running into this middle lane. Rolling Thunder cancelled again. Saxo just not letting Boxy get this off at the right times, and he is going to have to cancel it here after all. PPD coming around the side just to see what's going on here. And there will not be any engagement in the middle lane.
Yeah, they really want to play around this Roche pit now, I think, Ninjas as well. We've talked about them being able to take objectives with the Mass Serpent Wards, so if you can keep playing around this top half of the map, it would be ideal for them. Insania might be in a little bit trouble if he TP. Yeah, I was going to say, he might be in a little bit of trouble if he pushes forward here to try and get a Nova off. Oh, he sees PPD.
Yep, that's a sentry ward going to work, but doesn't mean their tower's going to fall here as Saxo drops the snakes and Ace just gets to work. Going straight into the BKB on the gyrocopter, by the way.
Oh, bot lane.
Oh, Hex out onto Boxy once again. Ato's thrown down as well. There's a static link coming through. Tiger coming on the backlines, trying to make some space here. They're going to use a Rolling Thunder. Tiger going to go through 50 feet out, and Saxo will not connect with anything. Doesn't have the Hex available. It's Boxy. He's running himself away here, is he? Yeah, he's got a swashbuckle onto high ground. PPD's waiting, though. PPD, I don't know how he's here, but he is. Boxy into the trees here. A little bit awkward as the cooldown's going to come down. Impale as well. PPD finds him, and Boxy is dead. What positioning from Peter?
It's fantastic from him. It feels like he's always in the right positions this game. But I was going to say, it's a little bit of a misplay in the bot lane before. They used the shackles from the Shaman at the same time as the Atos from the Razor. So could have been a bit of a cleaner kill, but they get him in the end. So not the end of the world.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So 18 minutes into this game, only a 1k gold advantage for Alliance, and well, a lot of it's sitting in Madara, who did go for this Battle Fury and is looking to go for a BKB next after that Yasha.
Yeah, they just need to keep him farming and make sure the in these big engagements in 5-on-5s that they get the Doom off onto the Razor, I think, is the most important thing. You want to enable your Troll to make sure he doesn't get linked up, so he can get all this damage off that he's going to be farming up.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They keep kind of spotting out this next assassin as well, so they know where he's been hanging around, getting information, but can't really find a way to punish it just yet. So Pangolier in this bottom lane just wants to push it out safely, doesn't really want to get involved with any of the fighting going on. So Troll seen by PPD.
It's not easy to pick off this Nyx though, because they don't have great catch on Alliance's side. It's not like they have really any instant stuns that can stop the Nyx from getting his spells off.
Oh, Hex out. Madara could be in some trouble here. Gonna pop that in Axis as Fada makes his way over, but Insania is here to help out. He's got a freezing field as well. It's gonna throw it down. Madara getting himself out of those snakes and running himself away, but he's got his damage well and truly sucked away. He's getting low on life as well. Madara might have to pop the ultimate here. PPD comes in with the Vendetta, but will get blown up pretty much instantly here as Boxy comes in, trying to hold down Fada here, find that kill. Meanwhile, on the backlines, Quake for found in the trees. He's actually gonna get hunted down by Ace. The homing missile connects. And NiP, they take a very convincing fight here, only losing PPD and getting 2 kills and nearly finding Madara as well. Still needs to find that BKB before he can take a fight here.
If they'd have killed off the Troll there, that would have been the perfect scenario, but unfortunately it didn't work out for them. PPD tried to go for the extra hit with the Vendetta just to finish off the Troll, but in case people weren't aware, Vendetta is physical damage. So with the Troll having high armor, wasn't enough to finish him off.
Alright, so 20 minutes into the game. Runes, all of them going... Oh, no, never mind. BPD. He takes the Doom.
Easy.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll take a Doom. I'll take a bounty. He's not even going to die for this.
That's so good as well. The fact that he gets through and runs away,
insane.
and Doom is on cooldown now. That's huge, because they can look to try and possibly smoke up now and take an engagement knowing that this Doom is down.
Yeah,
if you can take this tier 1 mid, that would be the most ideal situation here. It opens up so much of the map.
Bit too eager here as the mid lane doesn't look like it's a bit of an engagement, but the 4-staff up onto the high ground keeps P33 away from the Rolling Thunder. And IP maybe looking to re-engage on this one as they actually get PPD inside that Rolling Thunder, but now they come in. Well, Static Link won't last very long. CM, though, just melted to the damage of Ace. This gyrocopter is starting to go to work.
They are so strong at the moment on Ninjas. This is exactly what we said in the draft, though. 20 minutes, double BKB on their 2 cores. Let's group up. Let's go. Get these towers. Get the Roche possibly soon as well. And if Alliance are going to be throwing away Dooms like that in the bot lane, then Ninja's going to be more than happy to take these engagements. Okay, well.
Check runes, please. Kiss, kiss.
I was like, throw away Dooms. I was like, don't worry, hold my beer. I'll just throw away my BKB as well. This is fine.
Don't need this stupid thing. The question is, did Quaker spot it out just then? I'm not sure he did.
No, I don't think Alliance saw, unfortunately. Maybe under the ward, but...
Yeah, either way, I'm
tell.
sure they'll check it and see that it's not 9 seconds at some point. Or maybe they won't. Why would you?
Just assume he
PBD,
isn't
oh my
using
god.
it.
PBD in some trouble here, actually, or is it Pangoliera's in some trouble? I haven't spot the Rolling Thunder here. And just
bamboozle.
runs a circle around PPD. Sick jukes there by the Scorpion man.
How would you play against this man? He just...
You can't
Got
even
the
use the
shoes
spells on him.
But it's like we said, though. How do you lock him down? He's always going to get Carapace off in these fights, it feels like. And just lock everybody down, whoever's trying to go on him.
Middle tower
Yeah,
is under
absolutely.
attack.
And Ace, well, he's going to get this efficiency in the jungle here. This area is just so nice to farm in for a gyrocopter.
Radiant are scared.
That efficiency coming in.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about the Dire, or one of the only good things it feels like at the moment still. What was the thing they did in the most recent patch that helped Dire? I can't even remember what it was.
The pull through on the
yeah.
Dire hard camp made it easier.
Yeah, circled by Madara. That's very nice of it.
Smoke up right now from NiP. They're looking for a bit of action here in the middle lane. Doom is now up, but the BKB also up, only on 9 seconds. Hope nobody notices Fatter. It'll be fine. Insania is probably going to pop the smoke. Yep, does give the Razor away, but they're not going to stop running just now. Pings come out. And, well, they won't find anybody for now. It looks like Alliance are wise to NiP's antics for the time being.
Dire's
Insania's pretty
bottom
fast as well on the
tower is
CM. Has
under attack.
Tranquils and Windlace, so not easy to catch.
Where's Medora at?
Ooh,
Medora?
Tiger. Yeah, he's going to TP.
That's the thing, though. We spent so much of this game looking at Tiger and Boxy as they've been kind of getting these close situations, you know, dying a couple of times as well, coming very close or wasting their ultimates or whatever. But all this time, Madara has just been farming, and he is the biggest net worth hero in this game. He's huge, and he's got a BKB coming out to him just now, so they might want to take a fight right now.
That's true, but at the same time, we've talked about how good Razor is against the troll with the link. So it doesn't
Yes.
matter how much net worth he has if he just has no damage to hit anybody.
Yeah.
So I'd look to see him possibly building a Linken's at some point this game to try and help deal with the link. It's really good against the Shaman as well, so not an awful item. I just feel like Boxy on the Pango this game had such a good start. And
Ooh, Madara. Feels like he's baiting this out right now, but I don't actually think he knew. But there comes the side link. Now Madara is just going to get Ato's stuff, and he's getting all of the damage taken away. He's actually taking so much harass here. He just has to pop the BKB.
Boxy's
This
in the
is
backline.
not what they were looking for here. All right, Ace is dead. Quakefor jumps in. They find the kill onto Ace. Stacks are taken care of as well. Doom used. It was all just a big distraction. Madara on the front lines, dancing away.
they can go Roach now as well. This is they're big pickoffs. You know, that's another 900 gold, or 650 gold to the Brood as well.
Long
So
position, yeah.
the Doom is down here, so they have to be a little bit careful.
Ooh, nice stun onto 2. Followed up the Venomous Gale as well. He's going to get in the middle and drop the Poison Nova. Tiger almost certainly going to die off to this Poison right now. Boxy not sure what to do with himself. He's going to pop that mech, but the Spirit Vessel is onto him as Tiger is taken down. Ace going to buy back into this game as well as Boxy's running away, but just getting poisoned up. He's going to have to get to base pretty quickly, otherwise the Poison's going to kill him off. Meanwhile, PPD. Okay, he's a little bit too far forwards here, and Cloaker will punish him for that, but in comes a cooldown. Ace trying to fight up here, but they're around this shrine and going to heal themselves up. Meanwhile, Cloaker goes for one rune. Saxter has got the other. Both runes at bottom
They
still
have-
available, but that's not important right now.
They have to get the Aegis here on the gyrocopter.
Shackles. Brood in some trouble. Fast is on top of him as well. There comes that Atos, but a BKB from Quakefor's going to help him run away here. Roche showing mercy, not giving him the bash. And I don't think they'll be able to catch Quakefor here. Meanwhile, Insania is actually dropped by Ace, which is right up north.
I'm not sure how I feel about this buyback on the gyrocopter though. That's a huge dent in his net worth just to try and take that Roche fight where he just arrived so late. It felt like
Amazing what you found laying around.
they really want to take a fight while this Doom's down though, and then just it feels like they're waiting for the Serpent Wards to be able to go into the Roche pit. Just got to be a little bit patient. And then all of a sudden the buyback on the gyrocopter doesn't really matter if he gets the Aegis, so they should be fine.
Radiant are scanning.
Roshan starts to get taken by NiP. They won the fight, and now they want to take Roshan as well.
Ooh, there's a Solar Crest on the Veno. That's a huge pickup,
Tower is under
That's pretty
attack.
big.
especially when you're taking this Roche.
And don't forget the Brood will apply with Insatiable Hunger the mischance, which you can encounter with the Solar Crest as well. Rolling Thunder coming in, but Roshan's already down. BKB pop from Ace as well. It's too late for Alliance to take this fight, but they might not have a choice right now as Doom's been caught out on the front lines. He's going to get brought down. Luckily, Boxy seems to have managed to get himself away as he's going to go for the TP out. Madara getting stunned up. Heroes, I mean, 33 is just drawing a line. He's saying, let's go, kids, let's go. Let's find Madara. He's got that Solar Crest on him as well, slowing him down, trying to get closer as he jumps in with that Venomous Gale, but a BKB and a TP out from Madara will get him out to safety.
That's 2 BKB charges down now on the Troll that didn't really achieve anything. You know, very defensive usage, so unfortunately he has to.
They're eating through them quickly. And ping's coming out onto Madara as well. Like, a lot of ping's coming out onto Madara.
Oh, there's a rocket following him.
Yes.
Oh. Can they get on top of him, though?
No.
It's really awkward.
They're gathering. Madara knows, though. He knows something's wrong.
Oh, Ace is in no man's land a little bit here on the gyro.
Yeah, Koifa's just eating him alive here. Gyrocopter, he's just going to go down and lose his Aegis straight up. And Tiger's here for the Doom when he comes back. I don't think he's getting out of this one, Gyrocopter, as they will throw down the Doom onto him as well. He throws out the cooldown and Ace, but it doesn't matter. NiP, they lose their carry as they focus too hard on finding Madara, who just jukes them all. He just doesn't get found. Following the rocket was not a good move.
Bit of a misplay by Ace. I felt, like you say, they're on different pages there a little bit. And
yeah.
When the Doom's coming back up again, you can't really afford to make those kind of mistakes here. You know, this is the qualifying for the major. Got to sharpen your game up a little bit here if you're ninjas.
Absolutely. You do not want to be down in that lower bracket. I mean, it feels so easy if you're in the upper bracket, right? All you need to do is win 1 out of 2 games. Ooh. Stun out. Nick Assassin gets the Impale. Koikfa closing the gap as well, using that. Oh my god, so much damage coming out from Koikfa and from Boxy as well. Boxy actually got him on the Pangolier.
All of a sudden, it feels like this game is just completely turned on its head.
Yeah.
Just by Ace, like, losing that Aegis that they worked so hard to get.
Well, their advantage has gone in an instant.
They can keep going here as well. Ace isn't up for another 25 seconds. What are they worried about?
They're up onto the high ground here. They're not worried about anything. Poison being thrown in, but that's about it. And comes the Atos onto the Troll Warlord here. Somebody please get this man a 4-staff. Goodness me. What's Insania getting? He's getting drums. I mean, I guess that's kind of along the same vein of things, but Troll's just constantly getting his damage taken away. That is the problem.
I'm surprised they haven't got any 4-staffs between them on the whole lineup. That's interesting. But like, yes, you want the blink on Doom just to be able to go onto the backlines and get something like the Razor, like we talked about before, but I feel like the 4-staff on Insania would be better than the drums this game. Unfortunately, the drums make him more tanky, which is probably what he's going for.
He's onto the high ground with the Solar Crest, being very brave here. Doom not up, so he's not that afraid of anything, to be honest.
Rolling Thunder.
Yep, it's going to come flying through, but Fada getting himself a ton of damage, but they're just going to jump in and immediately annihilate PPD with this ultimate from the Troll Warlord here. He's still stuck inside it for a good few seconds now. Meanwhile, Koifa going in the backlines, trying to find Saxa. Meanwhile, Ace trying to bring down Tiger. Tiger will die. Meanwhile, Saxa is actually going to be able to earn himself up and get himself away, and they're actually turning this one around onto Koifa. Meanwhile, Fada being hunted, and both Koifa and Fada are going to die in this fight. As down goes the Pangolier, gets a rocket, not going to die, you know.
The thing is, though, if you're Alliance in this situation, you've taken that fight without Doom. They've dropped the Serpent Wards in a non-aggressive way just to try and win the fight. So you've got nothing really to fear for the next 60 seconds or so when your heroes are down. Like, they don't really push very well without these Shaman Wards. So it's not a bad fight from them at all.
Yep, and next fight as well, Alliance are going to have the Doom to work with, and that fight was pretty good for them, to be honest. Like, yeah, they lose their Spider, which is probably the biggest problem there, just getting a bit too aggressive on the supports. But
something I mentioned before as well, sorry, that this Troll is building towards the Lincolns now. I think it's a really smart choice from him. He needs to have that availability to try and stop the Link. It's really important.
Yeah, especially because none of his stupid teammates are buying 4-staffs. I think you and
Yes.
Oh, yeah, now you get the stun off onto Boxy, but no further commitment from NiP.
He's really difficult to deal with. He has Greaves and 21 charges as well. So not an easy kill at all between 2 supports without the Shaman Wards being up. And although Pango kind of had this 10 minutes or so where he didn't really feel like he was doing too much, with these Greaves online now and with the blink he's just picked up as well, he's causing so much chaos in these team fights. Like, the BKBs on Ninja's side are getting lower here. You know, this Gyro's down to 8 seconds. The Razor's down to 6 seconds now as well. So game definitely feels like it's pushing towards Alliance's favour.
Yeah, big time. And every fight has mimicked that as well. It's felt like it's been in Alliance control. You know, last time it was basically Saxa and the Veno just doing a great job of controlling up the Brood and turning that one around. But if they'd have just grouped up as 5 and have stuck together in that fight, then I think, yeah, I think that would have gone pretty amazingly for them again.
You're going to group up down here and take the tier 2, but this tower doesn't really mean too much for Alliance. It's not the end of the world if it goes down.
And Ace, he's got this Eagle Song to work with now as well. So Eagle Song, Drums, Yasha, and BKB. He's just incredibly fast. And the signs hit pretty damn hard as well.
Yeah, it's a decent butterfly game when you're up against these 2 physical damage cores in the Troll and the Broodmother. They're kind of not really building towards these MKBs at the moment, so decent pickup for him.
Sensual Hunger was popped by the Brood there, but it's not a big deal. 20%
That's a
cooldown
really short
reduction.
cooldown.
But yeah, Brood 20% cooldown reduction makes a huge difference.
Very true. It's really nice on things like the diffuser on the BKB as well, or even the medallion.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Even Soul Ring. How exciting.
Even Soul Ring.
They have this DD on Koitver on the Brood, but it feels like both teams are quite happy to just chill at the moment. It feels like that both teams are waiting for the next Roche to decide the next fight. If Ninjas can get a good smoke with a Serpent Wars down, they might be able to try and make something happen, but it's very difficult for them to find openings at the moment.
Well, they're getting the Blink on Tiger right now, so that is going to be an option for them to be able to start these fights.
That's very true. And like we talked about, if they can get this Blink Doom off onto the Razor at the start of the fight, could be a big game changer.
Link.
I mean,
Madara finally gets to have a fight.
On any of these 5 heroes, to be honest, it's a good Doom target. So
yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it most on the Razor though, just because he's been like shutting Madara out of the game so hard right now.
I think if you can get it onto the Veno as well before he gets his ult off, could be pretty interesting.
Meanwhile, the Blink through, causing some trouble for Nixass in here. PPD just getting brought down, but they're actually going to leave him on no HP at all. They don't even care about finishing off the kill here. Meanwhile, Shackles from the high ground from Saxa here, just holding Doom still for the time being as PPD comes back into that one. Does have to be careful. And now Ace joining the fight, popping that BKB. The Hex is out onto Doom as well. Saxa's cast range is just ridiculous from up here. Doing so much from up on that cliff, and they will get the kill onto Tiger. And now Pangolier making some trouble here as he gets pulled down in the river as well. The Carapace stunning him up in the worst position possible. Ooh,
I love that PPD just accepted that he was going to die, and then Alliance just left him alone.
Yeah.
They tried to they were kind of split. They thought he was already dead, and they tried to move on to the next target in the Veno, getting a little bit greedy there.
It completely comes back to bite them in the arse as well.
Yeah, with the Carapace onto Boxy as well. Gives them 2 kills instead of 1. Unfortunately, the Shaman wards are down, but if they can, they forced the buyback from the Panga, and without Doom being up, they should be able to take this tier 3 here. Big fight for Ninjas.
Huge fight for Ninjas. Yeah, they managed to get themselves a kill, a buyback, a tower, 2 kills in fact, and yeah, they come back with their pockets stuffed with cash as the net worth comes flying back to their advantage, and Roshan's even going to be up pretty soon as well, so they can start to think about that as well.
I love that they instantly take the Shrine as well, knowing that this Roche is coming back up. You don't want to give them that TP point in case anybody buys back into the game. Could be really key.
Yep. Especially for Roshan.
Absolutely.
Snake's getting up in 30 seconds. That'll kind of give them a rough timer for the next fight.
Troll does have this Lincolns now, by the way. So Razor and the Shaman need to make sure they're clicking on him to check these items here, because if the Lincolns catches you unaware in the fights, it could be catching you with your pants down. You need to make sure you're keeping this Troll locked down.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing a great job of it so far. I mean, Madara has just been farming like crazy, but I'm fairly sure his KDA is fairly appalling. Like, yeah, 2, 1, and 5. Like, he hasn't been able to get off anything in these fights, really, but we'll see now. Yeah, BKB and Lincolns, they're straight into Roshan, but there's wards in there. They see that right now, so they realize that that's not really a thing they can do. PPD gonna pop the smoke. They have the vision. They're popping the dust here. PPD spotting it all out as they run in forwards, but the Spike Carapace comes up, stunning up the Doom as well. Now the Hex comes out on Tim as well. He can't get the chance to get the Doom once the cooldown comes in. It's all kicking off. BKB popped as Ace trying to chase down Koitver in the backlines. They'll mana drain him. Damage drain him out. Meanwhile, Madara coming forward. He's got an ulti. Is going to pop it. Fighting up with the Razor here. Madara, he just doesn't do enough damage. He gets chopped away. And Razor will find that kill. Now they'll look towards Boxy as well in the backland. Not able to do a damn thing. NiP get 3 kills. There are no buybacks available on the side of Alliance. I'm wondering if they're going to go for Roshan or maybe just try and go and get some buildings right now, or maybe even both.
The thing is, Troll's dead for 70 and Pango's dead for 90, so you can easily take Roche and take a set of racks here. I think it's better to play safe, like just in case. I mean, Pango's buyback's on cooldown, but you don't know about the Troll, so it'd be awful if Ninjas took a bad fight on the high ground when the Troll bought back, and then all of a sudden Alliance get the Aegis for themselves. So they're just going to play it safe for now. They can go and push for the racks in a second.
Yeah, this is going to be even harder. And how was the Troll doing so little damage in that fight?
Look at the items on the Ninja's cores. This Venomancer has Solar Crest Shivas. This Razor has an AC. Like they're all so tanky. This Troll's just not doing damage. Unfortunately, he's had to build a BKB and a Lincolns this game. So normally where you would have a damage item now, he's had to build so defensively because of this Razor.
Yeah. It's just really stunted his ability to actually fight in this game. And
unfortunately, if Tiger dies at the start of the fight on the Doom, that's like the worst case scenario for them. It feels like you have to be getting that off in these big engagements, especially like the 35-40 minute mark. You can't afford to let your Doom die straight away.
NiP not even slowing down right now. They go up to the top barracks as well. Getting started on this tower. No response from Alliance so far. They've got their Troll Warlord up just about now, but they still didn't have their Pangolier. And NiP say you need 5 if you're going to fight us, so we're just going to keep on going. The main melee barracks starting to get low. Quakefoot trying to send in some spiders right now. Gyrocopter, I mean, he's falling pretty low here, but the Shackles, such range from Saxa here as Madara's forced to go in, but the 2-man stun with the cooldown on top of it, and now Gyrocopter will lose his Aegis, but I mean, Tiger's just going to go down to the poison here. Madara forced to pop out the BKB. His ultimate is down, though. He doesn't have a way to do any damage in this fight. Oh, they've caught him on the sidelines again. Saxa, he's just a man with all the disables in the world, and he is making Alliance suffer. 2 heroes dead once again. No buyback once again. NiP, they could get the Megas, and they could even end the game right now, I think. They're just going to keep on playing. And Alliance are running out of options. They're running out of answers. They never even had them.
There's a Satanic coming out in the courier for Razor. How do you kill him?
Yeah.
There's so much tankiness and utility on this Ninja side.
And Quakefur caught on the sidelines as Shackles just holding him still every single time. He can't play this game. No one can play this game. The Frostbite's out and GG is called. NiP will take game number 1. It was a slow burner, but they got there in the end. And, well, a bit of back and forth as well.
Definitely not a clean game from either side, it has to be said. There were some mistakes either ways. It feels like Tiger just got caught out a little bit too often in these fights. Like in that fight around the top Radiant Shrine, he kind of blinked in and used this clap. Like I don't think you can afford to be doing that when you don't have a BKB, because they are just going to focus you down straight away, which is exactly what happened. And he couldn't get the Doom off in the fight. Like this clap doesn't do anything. You don't need to sacrifice yourself just to get it off.
Yeah, that's the
very interesting.
Well, that's a big problem, exactly. So it is going to be NiP taking game number 1 in Alliance. Unfortunately, not quite working out for them. I feel like this Pangolier has been so underwhelming for them time and time again, unable to just really have an impact in the fights.
There's some fantastic item choices on the Ninja side, though, as well. Like understanding that they can just build armor and just physical damage resistance, and they can just out-sustain the Alliance side, because after you've popped this Troll ult and after the Dooms run out, like they don't really do damage. They're so reliant on their BKBs in these fights because of how the Nyx and the Shaman are just controlling everybody up all the time, it felt like. PPD had a fantastic game on that Nyx. It was really impressive. Well, and 33 only dying once that's pretty spectacular as well.
Yeah, for a Venomancer as well. Usually one of these heroes which gets targeted out a lot, but I mean, just going for these tank items, Spirit Vessel, giving you 250 health, the Solar Crest giving you armor, Shiva's Guard giving you extra armor as well, and even the Force Staff to just move around the map and stay away from these heroes on Alliance. They just weren't able to get the kills, they weren't able to find the pickoffs, and unfortunately that does mean Alliance will be dropping game number 1 versus NiP and getting dangerously close to that lower bracket. My name's Nomad, he's my Farah, and we're going to be back very shortly with game number 2 in this series for the EU MDL Disneyland Qualifiers. See you soon.